Hello everyone, guys. Welcome to this extremely special community call of Wednesday, November 27. We have so many things to discuss today because, well, first, because we haven't had any call for the last 3 weeks because we were at the DevCon in Bangkok. So we have lots of stories to tell about that. Second, we have a extremely important announcement for the history of Kleros. We are finally announcing today the launch of Kleros 2.0, which is the big project on which we have been working for years now. And this is a new version of the court that brings a number of improvements. And well, I will get back to this later. Let's first give a bit of an update of what we were up to at Bangkok. So Kleros, as you know, is a project that is very well like connected into the Ethereum ecosystem. We have participated in all DevCon conferences since 2017 when we went to DevCon 3 in Cancun, then the Prague conference, and then the Osaka, and then Bogota, and then well, now in Bangkok. And well, this is an opportunity for all of the team to meet. We work remotely, so it's great to have some face time with the co-workers. It's a good opportunity for planning some things, and also for, well, do this human interactions of working together with the team members. So we met this time in Bangkok, and well, we of course participated in the conference. We had two talks there. One of the talks was by Clement. It was a workshop where he presented how prediction markets work, and it was like an interactive workshop. And the other one, it was a talk by William presenting his latest research on how to use Kleros for resolving disputes involving like numbers, settlement values, stuff that can be very useful for the type of work we do in insurance, for example, where you have to resolve a dispute between two parties where the dispute is about what is the right amount of compensation for some insurance contract. And so those were the talks. Before that, I spoke at side event, very cool side event called the Parallel Society Congress. It was a very nice event, a whole day event where, well, different participants, speakers were discussing different models of governance for different types of societies, private cities, network states. So these are stuff that we have been working on for a long time. I mean, I always say that some of the ideas that ended up coming to Kleros come from the work done in private cities in the Honduras. Well, I don't want to get into this rabbit hole now. So I was in this event. I was invited as moderator of a panel on decentralized law, and participants, very high level of participants in the panel. One of them is Kelsey Naven, who is a scholar from Australia, and she's one of the members of Blockchain Gov, which is one of the most advanced research centers in blockchain governance, led by Primavera de Filippi, who is like a guru in the field of law and Web3 governance. Then there's Eric Alston, who is a professor at Colorado University, and he's an advisor to different projects building, constitutions and how to improve governance through better decision-making rules. And finally, Layer Zero, who is a lawyer from, I cannot say where because he is very cautious with his identity, but he's a very active participant in the MakerDAO governance. So it was a really cool discussion. I don't know if there's a recording. I think, well, there were cameras, so maybe they will share the recording at some point. But it was a really, really cool event. So we have that, and then Wang Yan also had a talk at another side event. Alex as well. Juan spoke at a SITGov. So I guess most of the team members participated at some point speaking at some event. So it was very cool. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm a bit slow because I mean I'm still very jet lagged. I have like a 12-hour difference in coming from Asia to the Americas. I guess same with Gene. Gene, flight sequence was more interesting. I mean, it was basically a good use case for Kleros. Airline dispute resolution could be a very important market for us in the future.
Yes, definitely. A way to complain about airline companies would be great.
So this is a bit about DevCon, but I don't want to keep speaking about that because there are more important things. So as you know already, Kleros 2.0 is live. It's on Arbitrum. It's deployed. This is a production deployment. This is the culmination of like 5 years of development, of research, and development of a new product, which is built from scratch. We have already many times spoken about the advantages that Kleros 2.0 is going to bring in terms of being much cheaper than the version 1.0, in the sense it is built on a rollup. So this costs cents only to use, and this is important for us to be able to address like low value use cases. Second, it brings a number of improvements in decision making logics. For example, one person, one vote. This is very important for many use cases where people don't want to use token voting because of considerations of like morality or fairness or whatever. So this was not possible with the 1.0. It is possible with 2.0. So this expands the possibilities of the use cases that Kleros can cater to. Third, this brings new logics for decision making in the sense of not just binary choices. Now we can have ranked options. We can have different ways of presenting the options to the jurors. We can have situations where instead of who wins, Alice or Bob, we can have a situation where Alice is right 75% of the case and the rest Bob. So this type of situations that enrich the possibilities of what Kleros can solve, and this, of course, makes the protocol more useful for lots of use cases, and especially for like real life use cases, like the work we are doing in Mendoza for solving neighborhood disputes, the work we are doing in fintech, for example, with Lemon, and the work we are doing with insurance companies, still in the early stages, but this is already happening. The reality is that people from the real world and real companies and government, they are not very used to the logic of token voting, this idea of one person being able to have many votes because of having more tokens, or this idea of just anyone can be able to judge a case just by having the token. Some people want to just restrict the participation in courts to people who are from the same community, people who are from the same city, the same DAO, or people who have some predefined skills. This was not possible with the previous version. It is possible with the Kleros 2.0. So this brings a number of possibilities that were not available before, which are now, and this will expand. We at least we hope the amount of use cases that we can attend. So it's a really big moment for the project. It's a result of lots of time of development. It's and I mean, also if you have already tried it, the interface is just beautiful, and it's way more user friendly. It's way clearer. It also embeds into the interface other things that were scattered in different places, like the Kleros board. This is actually it took a long time because it's really well done. It's really well built, and it's something that we expect to work for like many years. I mean, we don't expect to launch a Kleros 3.0 because this version that we just launched can be improved by adding different modules with new functionalities. You want to have jurors, use VR. Well, you can plug it here. You want to use AI tools. Well, you can add modules for a lot of different things. So this is why we took so long for building this and building this right and build this to last. It's like a cathedral. This should last like 1,000 years. Well, not 1,000 years because not, but in internet times, maybe 1,000 years is like 5 months. No, it's more than 5 months. But you get what I mean. So this version we just launched is a beta mainnet. Is production, so this is working. It's not a testnet, but it's for now. It will only be used for like smaller value claims, those coming from consumer disputes that doesn't require lots of economic security. So the use cases of Kleros that require economic security because they deal with a large amount of money will, for now, still be able to be resolved in the Kleros 1.0. And at some point in the future, we are developing, as we mentioned in the past, a bridge called Via Bridge, and there will be an event called the Merge, where the version 1.0 will be will be merged to the 2.0, and that is where we will have just one version of Kleros, and that will be the final version of 2.0 in production. So for now, it's a mainnet beta. It's working. It's fully functional, but only for smaller value claims, which is perfectly fine because most of the cases that we are resolving at Kleros currently, and also those that we want to solve in the future, are like smaller value consumer disputes. So this is for those type of cases. This works perfectly well. So all of the cases that are like in the previous version were going to the Gnosis court now will be sent to the Arbitrum V2. So big moment, Jean. I will let you also comment a bit on the logistics and the practicalities of using the V2 if you want as well.
Yes, I would like to add something that the V2 is not only live; it already solved three cases coming from Lemon, and which is a fintech app that uses Kleros for consumer claims, and it's for migrating and participating on the V2. You basically need Ethereum on Arbitrum, PNK on Arbitrum, and an NFT that you can claim on Galaxy. And it's only available for now for people that that had cases on the V1 or the V2 testnet or were registered on Proof of Humanity. So there are many ways of getting ETH on Arbitrum and the PNK on Arbitrum. So depends on which chain you are bridging from or what is your preferred bridge or setup. But I've written a guide that can help people to get this set up. And it's all available on the blog article, and I have an even more detailed guide if you want some help, and I can also help you with that on our Telegram group. because, well, there are many different paths to do that. And
No, we could say it's harder to bridge your PNK to the Arbitrum core than to build V2.
yes, yes, it's difficult, but it, for some people it was really easy because there's now a widget on the page, on the Kleros V2 page. It's called well, it's the get PNK section, and you can actually bridge from any chain to Arbitrum and get PNK on Arbitrum. But well, it depends on the liquidity available, and we are working on that because it cannot see all the pools. But well, this will be solved eventually. But for now, everything is written on the guide, and if the guide, if you get stuck somewhere, we can help. We have been helping the well, some of the people that we were very OG clear jurors that are part of the community and have been giving feedback to us on their difficulties and what are the best ways to do it. So, well, we are available. Please try it and give feedback. We have been receiving great feedback so far on how the V2 works. Well, the bridging process is not that easy for now, but we will improve that as well. But the how V2 works and how to stake and all of that. So far we have been receiving really good feedback. So I'm very excited to see more jurors staking, and we had most of the cases that we have now. I believe actually all cases that we have now are on the blockchain no technica court, which are cases in Spanish and related to well blockchain transactions. And there's one case about a pilot program with a insurance company, and we are looking forward to have cases also on the general court. So let's see how this progresses in the coming weeks.
Yeah, so learn Spanish if you if you want to be a juror. I mean, we will get eventually cases in English, but Spanish is the official language, you know, of the Kleros school for now, I guess. But yeah, it will scale to others. So let me see. So William said, I mean, he had an appointment at the doctor, so he might join or not, depending on how long it took. But he says hi. It's funny when he was at his talk in the DevCon, the presenter introduced him as the big brain of Kleros, to which I mean, I guess we can all agree. Uh, so he says hi, and I don't know, Gene, if you want to comment something about DevCon from your perspective as well.
Yes, well, it was really great to meet some of the new team members that I hadn't met before,
We
and
met Claire, you know.
yeah, we finally met Claire. She's real. We can now vouch for her proof of humanity,
Yeah, exactly.
and and also, well, some of the new developers, and I think it was, well, basically we were finishing up the V2 beta during DevCon. Maybe all of the other teams were partying and going to side events, and we
Yeah,
were actually
people were partying, we were coding.
yes.
But you know, we said we would do it before, you know, DevCon, so we did it, you know, as promised. You know, this was launched in time.
Exactly. And it was, I think it was also a great experience to have the team work together on something that was actually being used immediately after the launch. So I think that this was pretty nice and see everyone well working together like that. And what else? I think the side events were very nice in like the Kleros thesis is becoming reality. Like the Parallel Society Congress really showed that we are on the right track, and maybe we were even advanced, and like something that you have talked about, and use cases that Clement discussed, especially well with this parallel law idea basically, and prediction markets being used for governance and things like that. We've seen uh, many different people interested in that they hadn't seen before. So well, I think we're well prepared to be one of the first real use cases actually of these narratives, right?
You know, I saw, the CC, tweet about the. So we had enough with the meme coins. So now let's build something that people can use, right? Like
Yes,
we
definitely
we've
there
been
was
doing
a
that for a long
change.
time, right? Yeah. So I guess yeah, we have been doing that for a long time. I mean, we're probably the champions of the world in like a real life solving stuff, right?
Yes, and we've met Robin Hanson. That was another nice thing to have. And you've been following prediction markets for some time, right? And it's great to meet him in real life and even talk about governance.
Well, I wrote this article about prediction markets in 2015. Imagine how much time I've been following this, and maybe this time they will become a real thing. I mean, it seems that the U.S. election. I mean, I don't want to become overexcited because I've seen this also in other times in the past. In the previous election, all there was also prediction markets, and it it's always starting. Hopefully, now it's time. At some point, it will actually, take off. Maybe now, hopefully, and also uh, it's. I was saying before in the team call that this January will be 10 years since I did like the first brainstorming session with a friend uh, who was one of the early contributors of what at some point later became Kleros. Uh, we met at his garage in the slums of Buenos Aires. There is this whiteboard on which we drew the system that would this decentralized core system. This was the really really early days of Ethereum. This was January 2015, and Ethereum was just starting 2014. So nobody even knew if Ethereum would work someday. And, so most of the of that early architecture was built on top of Bitcoin tools. So it was like using Bitcoin smart contract capabilities and using like different type of vaults to store the evidence, to draw the jurors. This was like a impossible. I mean, like it's the equivalent of trying to build like a spaceship with like in the Middle Ages, with the tools in the Middle Ages. That is the equivalent of. But this is also how long we have been thinking about, this type of problems and this type of solutions, and when I see what we launched as a V2 now compared to the brainstorming I did in January 2015. I mean, this is like a completely different, world. So it's also very emotional to see this becoming a reality after so long and after, well, putting so much effort into bringing this idea into reality. So it's a very very important moment, not just for Kleros projects, also for me, in a personal and emotional level. So I don't want to cry, but I'm almost crying. um, so what's coming? What's coming next? As I said, this is a mainnet beta version. This is going to resolve only small value cases. Then we are finishing the via bridge architecture, and after we finish that, we can integrate it into the Kleros 2.0, and when that is done, then we can plan the merge where we finally will deactivate the Kleros 1.0 and everything will just go to 2.0, and that court will have the cheap fees of Arbitrum plus the economic security of, well, Kleros, plus the new modules for one person, one vote, soulbound tokens, selection of people based on skills, based on community belonging. Well, lots of different sophistications that are required to address more use cases. That is what we will have after the merge. And then we expect to have like at least 1 billion. Who will onboard the first billion users? Well, onboarding 1 billion jurors into the centralized courts. That is the vision. Okay, we don't have more people today because some of the team of business development is now in still in Asia, so it's super late for them. But I already mentioned a bit of what we are up to. Mendoza receiving more cases, loading more cases, trying to bring more partnerships of the enterprise, real life solutions. So that is most of my time these days. And I think that's it. Do we have anything else, Jean, that we want to communicate?
Yes, I would like to add one more thing. There's probably more, but let's keep it at that because the focus today is the 2.0 beta launch. But I just want to add that we had the Forland contest about the US elections, and we have, I believe, I don't know, lots of different winners. So you were all sent an email by Forland today, and you can reply it with your data. I think there's a form that you can fill out to get the prizes of the contest, and there will be some a writing about this contest as well. And I think there's a really interesting expression that I see Vitalik using, that prediction markets are a epistemic technology. I think Kleros is also a maybe even more basic epistemic technology, right? It's a subjective oracle, so it's a nice way to see it.
Exactly. So there we are in our way to better epistemology. That should be our the vision statement. Okay, well, very emotional day. So we already published the announcement on Twitter. So hopefully there will be some buzz around this. And the most important thing is bring more cases for jurors to be able to deliver justice to the world. I don't know if you guys have any question you want to ask. No. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and see you in court. Bye bye.
Bye everyone.